Hey there, I am now going to tell you how to take your day look, your simple day look, into night. And this would be if you were maybe at the office and you needed to go out for drinks after, or just had a really quick turnaround and had to run home, drop off your stuff, and make a quick change, and wanted to be ready to go to nighttime. My day look right now is pretty simple. I've just got kind of mascara, a little bit of liner on my top lid, and a light champagne shadow on my eyelids, and a very subtle taupe in my crease, and blush, and of course foundation and powder, things like that. If you want to have just a little small kit with you to turn that look around really quickly, you can grab a few things here. You can just be carrying with you your powder, which I have been liking this Visible Lift powder that you can get at the drugstores. Really simple, by L'Oreal. Quickly, you would just tap the big brush, do a once over, make sure that all those oils from the day are just absorbed again, and kind of smooth yourself out like that. It also has a brush in there if you want. You could also carry a little bit of bronzer to give yourself a little more definition in your cheeks, and just a little more of a glow all around. So I like this little one right here, Hula by Benefit. It comes in this cute little package, which I like. It does come with a little brush as well, which I took out of here just because I tend to like bigger brushes for bronzer, because I like it to be really softly distributed. Because I'm fair, it shows up really quickly. So if I use a smaller brush, it's like, you have a big brown streak on your face, which is not cute. Okay, so here I'm just using this big brush, and very lightly and quickly I am doing circular motions around my face. As you can tell, I first was concentrating a lot on my cheeks and cheekbones because I want to get that nice contour, but it's a very natural contour. It's not looking like that 80s blush where you have that like, it's just a soft blend to add definition to your face. Also putting it under my jawbone, because that also helps the contour and just kind of makes you look, you have a longer neck and a nice sharp line, which everybody wants. It's a quick neck lift without any surgery. Bronzer, I also like to bring down my neck because I don't want my face to be bronzer than my neck and décolletage. So I put a little bronzer all around here. I like to get a little extra under those collarbones because I like to make them pop. Adds an illusion of being a little thinner, which again we all kind of want usually. Anyways, so that's your Hula Benefit bronzer. It's also a pretty good color for almost anybody because it's a nice neutral bronze. I also like it because it's not too shimmery, which a lot of bronzers are. I like to control my shimmer on my face, either with a highlighter or a cream blush to add the dewiness. And I like it to just be like in this area and like this area. I don't want it all over my face, because if you're taking pictures at night and you have a shimmery bronzer everywhere, you're just going to be like a big reflector and you're going to look really shiny even if you're not. So nobody wants that. Okay, so that's your quick fix for your face. If you do feel like you need a little more blush on, you can take out your either your cream blush, or you can use a powder blush as well. And you can just kind of dab it right on the apples to give yourself a little like kick. I'll do a little bit with the cream. And not only does that add color with the cream blush, but adds a little bit of dewiness as well. I don't know if you can really see, but especially when the light hits you just right, you look all fresh, like a little 14-year-old. And if you are 14, that still works for you. It looks great. It's a really nice natural blush. For nighttime, I like to bring in the shimmer a little bit. And my favorite shimmers are Bobbi Brown shimmer bricks. This particular one is Copper Diamond, and you can see, there you go. But I like pretty much any of them. They all really look good on. You can just kind of go there and test it out and see which one fits into makeup colors that you tend to gravitate towards. What you can use to put this on is a blush brush. There we go. This one is by Smashbox. Oops. Sorry about that. And what you can do is you just swirl it around so that you can evenly get all of the colors on there. And then I just like to focus it right on the top of my cheekbone and top of my brow bone. So you see what that makes right there is like a little C shape. So what I do is just brush it along in that C. You can see the shimmer right there. Boom, boom. The cool thing about these shimmer bricks is that you can use all these things as eyeshadows as well. You can go in there with a smaller brush and just kind of go back and forth on that one color and use it on your lid. So I'm going to go over, because it's a little bit more of a like a brownish silvery color here. So I'm going to do that and just go with it and put it all over my whole lid here. Really nice, soft shimmer. I am a big fan of the 2-in-1 products, so this one is one of those. Eyeshadow and cheek shimmer. You can also use it on your collarbone. As you can see, it just makes it pop. And on your shoulders. Because everybody wants to have that little sexy glow. You can also use it if you're wearing a short skirt or something. Put it along your shin bones. I'll show you right here. There's my shin. Just right along the middle, right down the middle, back and forth. And what that's going to do is make your leg look nice and lean, because when the light hits it, it's just going to bring the attention right down the middle, which is very pretty. Alright, so that's your shimmer right there. And you can just go back in there with a liner. For nighttime, you could do black liner, or this is a deep purple, which is pretty. I've mentioned before that it's pretty for green and blue eyes, but it does look good with just about everything. So what I like to do for night is go on the inside underneath. And what I do to do that is just press really lightly, because I don't like to pull on my eyes too hard. Press really lightly so that it exposes that inner part of your eye, that wet part, and just go back and forth on it, okay? If you've never done this, it takes a little while to get used to it, but once you do, it's quite simple. And you go back and forth, and you're going right on the inside of the lash line. No further. You don't want to go like all the way inside your eye, because that's not going to show and it's not going to feel good. And I'm keeping most of the product towards the outside. And then I work my way in, but I don't go back and forth as much when I go in here, because I don't want it to be too dark on the inside. I'm kind of pulling my eye outward. If I'm doing like an all-around smoky eye, then I'll keep it nice and dark all the way across. But right now I'm going with a little more subtle on top, so I'm going with a different look. I always make such a funny face when I do this. So again, just lightly pushing on the lid. And as you can see, it already is looking much more like an evening look. You can kind of re-accentuate the line on top of your lid as well, if you want and if you have time. If not, it's pretty much already there, so you don't really have to, but if you're going for a little more sultry of a look, it kind of looks good if you put it in there a little bit more, especially with this purple. Looks really pretty. And this purple is CoverGirl Liquiline Blast. The color, where's the color on here? It does not want to tell me. It's weird. Okay, well, it's not telling me the color. Maybe I sharpened it off or something. But it's just a nice, like, deep purple color. So I don't think there's going to be too many of those in this brand. Okay, so I'm just re-accentuating that line and lightly putting it on the inside, but mostly on the outside. This is a nice look that would go well on a date, or just to go meet your girls for some drinks, or even if you're gonna like do dinner with the parents or something. It's a really subtle look that is flattering, but not too in your face, like a smoky eye might be sometimes. Which, don't get me wrong, I love myself a smoky eye, but sometimes it can be a little bit intense. Okay, so now what I want to do is just put a little fill into my eyebrows, just a little bit. You don't necessarily have to do this step if you're in a rush, but it does frame the eye nicely if you have a chance. I like to use just like a light taupey, light brown color because I'm blonde. I like to keep it pretty light. And I'm using an angle brush. You can also do this with a pencil. I do like using eyebrow pencils a lot, especially if I'm going for a little more dramatic look because it fills it in really clean. If I'm going for a softer look, then I like the shadow because it just gives a very soft fill look. It just keeps it looking nice and even. What I like to do is run the angle brush right along the line of the brow. And I also usually brush out the brow a little bit because I have like a little cowlick or something there that kind of makes it look like I have a gap, even though I don't. There we go. So I just subtly do that line, boom, and then go upwards with the color. And then I follow the line of the brow with the angle brush until I get to the top here. And then I like to do a quick, swift movement there, because that way you get a nice point on the end. And you can see that just looks nice and smooth, just kind of frames the eye. Same thing on the other eye. Along the line here, go brush it upwards into the brow. Follow the brow till you get to the top. And I can't see very well here. There we go. Get to the top and okay. Alright, so there you've got some brows. Also, you can kind of pump up that crease a little bit with like a light brown, or since you did the purple with the liner, you could do a kind of mid-tone purple. Maybe nothing too dark, but something like mid-tone. I've shown this one here before. It's my Stila palette. I can go in and just use maybe like this little purple here. It's not too dark, but not too light, so it'll definitely accent the crease. So I'm going to just keep it in the middle here, go back and forth with a little fluff brush. It's a crease fluff brush. And again, I'm keeping the product towards the outside of the eye to open and make it bigger. You can see that just starts to really give a nice look. And same to the other eye. And if you are just doing this like at the office and all you have is a little touch-up kit with you, you can buy things like, there's so many little tiny eyeshadow sets out there that work well for these kind of things. Trying to find the one I'm thinking of. But this is one. This one's by Physicians Formula. This one. So if you buy something like this, you can have a whole bunch of options of eyeshadows that can take you from day to night. And there's so many different options, like Neutrogena has ones like this, CoverGirl, Revlon, they all have them. This Physicians Formula I do like a lot. They're shimmery, which is nice, but they're also a really soft shadow, so the pigment's really nice and you don't have to like work too hard to get color out of it, which some shadows, some cheaper shadows are like that. So when you're shopping drugstore, you want to make sure you get the right stuff, which I tend to like Neutrogena's and CoverGirl and Physicians Formula. So there you go. If you were to use this Physicians Formula, you could use like this purple here if you wanted to do that for that mid-range. So I'll show you that. Okay. Alright. So, I'm dropping things. So pretty much that's a really quick way to just take your day look into a little bit more of a night look. It's still very subtle, nothing extreme. I can show more intense eye stuff at another time, but this is just a quick, easy, fresh look that I tend to resort to a lot. And to top it off, you want to use a little lip gloss, which I like all sorts of different ones, but the one I've got right here is actually a little tester from Sally's Beauty Supply, if those of you who know what that is. These things are great. I always hand them to my clients for touch-ups for the night because they fit into any clutch or purse. I believe they're $1, which is crazy, and the colors are great, and they actually stay quite long. They also have little lipsticks as well, and little tubes of lip gloss, but I like this one because it has the little applicator, and they have nice color. This one is looks like a dark purple, but you can just put it on like one layer of it, and it just looks more like a kind of a wash of a color. It's not like too intense. Maybe a little intense for day, but for night, this is perfect. For daytime, you could do like a lighter pink or clear or more like champagne-y. But I'm kind of digging the like plum look, so that just kind of makes everything pop. And you can get away with a little bit darker of a lip, especially when you do this kind of light, fresh eye. So that is a look, and also you might want to freshen up your hair. So you can take your hair down. One of my favorite hair refreshers, the dry shampoo, is a savior for this kind of situation. So you've got the Renee Ferterier. I don't really know if that's how you're supposed to pronounce it, but it's the green bottle. You can find it online, or in Miami here, I buy it at GBS. It's a beauty supply store, but look online for it. You can definitely find it there, or most beauty supply stores do sell it as well. And what you do is you just raise your hair up and a few inches away after you shake it. Just spray into the roots. All around the framing of the face or wherever else you may have greasiness. You just spray all around to the roots. Let it sit for a second, absorb those oils, and then just kind of blend it into your scalp. And then you can do a flip and flip it back. And this is like a day-old blowout that I gave myself, but thanks to the dry shampoo, it lasts a little longer. And there you go. You are ready for a night on the town.